The Pittsburgh Pirates swept by the Atlanta Braves after losing the game on Sunday 3-2. I guess if there's a silver lining out of this, I talked yesterday about how the starting pitching was struggling a bit on this road trip. They used an opener, so whatever goes in technically. But Bubba Chandler, the bulk guy, 5 1/3, only one hit, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Pitched fantastic. His first 5 innings came out in the seventh, which was his sixth. Mason Montgomery was the opener. Leadoff error by Tyler Callahan. He's able to get a strikeout, and then he starts walking guys, comes out of the game. Evan Sisk allows the bases clearing double to Michael Harris, and that's all she wrote. The Pirates were able to put a little bit of pressure on later in the game, but ultimately lose. They get swept. It's a losing road trip. They come home Monday, they're off on Monday. They start a 3-game series with the Dodgers, and then a weekend series against the Miami Marlins before heading back on the road to face the Athletics and the Rockies. Didn't want to spend too much time on the major league team today. They have at this point it's kind of apparent. I did kind of mention in the comment section of the game day thread about how it's kind of like the defense thing again, and then the bullpen. I mean, it's never an easy situation to come in with the bases loaded like that, but that's kind of what you're there for. So obviously you want to see some execution there. I don't think Sisk will probably say he didn't like how he executed that the pitch there. There's a couple fastballs left over the meaty part of the plate. But now they fall to 34-32 on the season. A big test these next coming days against the Dodgers. They'll have Skeens, Jared Jones, and Mitch Keller, it looks like, as the projected starters. Wednesday's game is actually projected to be Jared Jones against Shohei Ohtani, which that will be fun. We'll go ahead and shift over to the minor league side because there's a couple promotions I wanted to talk about. That'll kind of be the bulk of the episode here. AAA, they lose 3-0. Ronnie Simon goes 2 for 4. Rafael Flores 2 for 3 with a walk. Antoine Kelly pitched out of the bullpen, 2 innings, 3 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts. Hunter Barco also, he was kind of like the bulk guy today. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned, walk, 4 Ks. Kelly's kind of interesting because it kind of looks like, at first it kind of felt like maybe they were scaling it back to kind of just manage innings, but now maybe kind of scaling back to maybe try to a bullpen role. Maybe he's a guy that they want to give an opportunity to in the majors. I know they definitely can use some right-handed help when it comes to the relief staff. So we'll kind of see how that plays out over the next couple of days. Altoona Curve, they win 4-0. Titus Dimitru has been on a really hot streak with bat, hitting for a lot of power. He's 2 for 5 with a home run. Omar Alfonso hit his 4th home run of the season. Derek Berg, 2 for 5 with a double. Connor Woodruff, he might be in line for some weekly award recognition. 10 innings pitched this week, 5 hits, only 1 run, 2 walks and 13 strikeouts. Tossed 5 shutout innings on Sunday. Only allowed a hit, struck out 6. Fun lefty, kind of an old school, crafty, command over stuff. A little bit of a funky-ish delivery, not overpowering. He's going to hit his spots, throw some secondary and off-speed stuff to kind of help with the fastball, maybe not being your traditional today fastball with the high velocity. Greensboro. I warned people on Twitter about playing in Asheville, saying that if you thought Greensboro was kind of a hitter haven, then you're in for a surprise with Asheville. And they didn't disappoint. They averaged over 10 runs per game over the week. They scored over 30 on Saturday and Sunday combined. Sunday they win 16-14. Udani De Los Santos 4 for 7, 3 runs, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. Murph Gray 3 for 6, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. Carlos Caro 2 for 5 with a home run. Um, it's good. It's good that they're hitting. It's one of those things to where like you would rather them do this than not hit. But I think the amount of offense that we saw this week kind of lets you know to let's not get too overly excited about the results there. And I mean, to be fair, they lost 4 of 6 anyways, so it's not like the week went great for them anyways. Bradenton loses 9-5. Dylan Palmer 2 for 5 with an RBI. Also scores 27th stolen base of the season. Leads the system in stolen bases. Luke Scherer 1 for 4, his third home run of the season. Antonio Pimentel 2 for 4 with a walk, 2 runs scored. Gavin Adams 2 innings pitched, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. All right. So the biggest thing of the day kind of happened after everything started winding down. We had some announcements of some promotions through various sources and whatnot. Christian Curtis, Jaden Woods, and Derek Berg are all heading to AAA Indianapolis. Curtis, I think if you followed me long enough, know that he's one of the top arms, at least for me, in the system. I feel like everyone's kind of caught up on the Curtis thing, but I do feel like I was kind of one of the high guys on him like early on. The numbers aren't great for him this year. He does have 67 strikeouts in 53 and a third innings, 4.73 ERA, 0-7 record. Like, I'm not too worried about records in minor league baseball, but good fastball. The fastball shape is apparently a lot better. I remember talking to him last year. That was one of his goals going into last year, up in the shape on it. Kind of broke down how he was doing it. He was using like one of the two-tone colored softballs to kind of give a visual aid to see how it was coming out of his hand and stuff like that. So, and he had him on the Bucks on Deck podcast through NS9 that I do with Jim Rosati. Talked about how he kind of like changed up the arsenal a little bit. It's more of like a cut fastball now, with like a truer 12-6 curveball. The changeup is one of like the high spin, like kind of like airbender-ish kind of changeups that you see from like Devin Williams. Doesn't really kill spin on it, actually increases spin, so it gets a lot of horizontal move. I'm really excited to see him start a couple games in AAA, or at least just get some innings up in AAA, so we kind of see where like the pitch data is at. He pitched on Saturday, so I'd probably expect him to pitch, if he keeps true with like days off and stuff like that, probably Friday of this coming week. Jaden Woods, another pitcher, left-handed, same draft class as Curtis, 2023. I think it was the 8th round out of Georgia. He's a guy that I was very high on going through the draft. Stuff has always been good. Always been like intriguing from the left side kind of thing. Just kind of has never put it together. Mid-90s fastball plus slider. Mixes in a change here and there as a reliever, especially a lefty. Gets by mostly with the fastball and slider, but could be like a middle relief option. He has a 3.16 ERA and 38 strikeouts over 25 and 2/3. Another guy that I'll be excited to kind of get some more pitch data. Was hoping that with these promotions we'd maybe see Derek Diamond get promoted as well, but we'll have to, as for now, we'll have to wait on that. And then finally, Derek Berg. He's hitting. He didn't get much playing time to start the year. They kind of focused on like Omar Alfonso getting the majority of the time behind the plate. He's kind of picked it up as of late with Berg. He's hitting 294, 355, 500, 6 doubles, 6 home runs. It's an interesting pro. You kind of feel like he's more of like a going into the year. He's like a defense first catcher, backup. Probably a guy who's gonna like up and down kind of thing, with a little thump. The strikeout, he did improve last year as he kind of moved up the ladder. The strikeout rate was high, so that's concerned. He's starting to bring it down a little bit. It's still at 30%, so it's still kind of high for especially for someone who a 24-year-old that's in Double A. But we'll kind of see what kind of opportunity he gets to see how long of a stretch or run that he gets in AAA. AAA right now, the only catchers that they have with Indy up is Rafael Flores and Sean Ross. And, I mean, depending who you talk to, most people don't really like Flores behind the plate. Sean Ross is kind of like a converted catcher. So this gives Indianapolis kind of a more traditional catcher to use. And we'll see how that works. No, we won't have a podcast the next day. We use that kind of like a quote unquote off day for this. Nola will take care of like the weekly preview on the site. 10 observations will be out later today. Usual farm report. Business as usual. Have a special feature coming out later this week. You'll have a good idea of what it is probably around Tuesday afternoon, but that'll come out probably like Thursday or Friday. As always, subscribe, Bucks on Deck Substack. Check out the YouTube channel. Got videos uploading daily on there. Gonna have like a couple long form videos as well on there this week. So take a look, like, subscribe, all that. However you're listening to this, if it's Apple Podcasts, whatever like that. Thanks. We'll catch you guys next time.